Hi everybody, today we are looking at reverse percentages. Right, so reverse percentages are quite an important one because I think, again, what you've got to start thinking about is how you work out going backwards basically from a percentage change, all right? And I think a lot of people try and do is they don't think about the fact it's going backwards and don't consider what's actually happened before when they're trying to work it out. So let's go through in terms of what I'm talking about. So when reversing a change, you need to do the current percentage as an original from 100%, and then when you divide the amount by the current percentage to find 1%, and then multiply that by 100 to get to the original 100% amount. There, it's a mouthful. Right, let's look at it in the context. So price of a bar of chocolate has increased by 20% to 72p. What was the original price? All right, so thinking about the fact it's increased by basically 20%, now the 72p is now 120% of the original. So we need to take the 72p, which of course is 120%, and go back down to 1%. So you take 72p and divide it by 120. That takes us down to 1%, and then times it by 100 to get you back to where you were originally, which is going to be 60p. Okay, so what you do not do is you work out 20% of 72 and take it off, because that will not work ever. All right, I know it sounds a bit stroppy, but arguably it does not work. All right, so you've got to consider the fact that this 72p is 120%, so you divide it by 120, and then you times it by 100. All right, you go backwards, all right, because the idea, obviously, you're trying to do it the other way. I said it's not right. It doesn't right. How can you, on earth, to work out 20% of 72 and take it off, because you didn't work out 20% of 72 to start with, you worked out 20% of 60 and added it on. Okay, so this is the only way of doing it. All right, so you divide it by 120 and then times it by 60. All right, so original price is 60, and of course you can always check by just doing it the normal way around. Right, so a calculator reduced in price by 30% to £8.40. What was the original? Well, same kind of idea. So if you think of the original being 100% and gone down by 30%, well, this £8.40 is now 70% of the original. All right. So that £8.40 is 70%. So £8.40 divided by 70 gives me 1%. And then I'm going to go back up to 100. So times it by 100, it's going to give me £12. All right. So £12 was my original price. Now, like I said before, you could work out 30% of £12 and take it off just to be sure, but I assure you that is absolutely right. Okay. So it's like before, consider what's happened and what you've currently got. All right, so I've mentioned it here, nice and bold. You cannot work out 30% and then just add it on. It just does not work. All right, it just does not work. You can always check your answer by working out a percentage of your answer and applying it to the question. All right, so same, like I mentioned, you can always work out 30% of this and take it off and make sure you get this. All right, and you will do. Okay. All right, so that's reverse percentages. Okay, sometimes you get repeat reverse percentages, which is less than fun, because you're going to have to go through that process twice. So the box of eggs increased by 10%, then by 20%, and now they cost £1.98. What was the original price? So you're going to go backwards of this process twice. So you've got to think of the fact it went up to 10%, and then it up by 20%. So if I've got £1.98, then I'm going to work backwards twice. All right. So from the 20%, that's 120%. So I need to divide by 120 times by 100. That gives me £1.65. All right. So that's after the 10% one, isn't it? So I've taken off the 20% to get £1.65. Okay. Then I need to go do it again. So £1.65 was now 110%. So divided by 110 times by 100, and it's now £1.50. So the original price was £1.50. And then again, you could go through the process of, well, work out 10%, add it on, and then work out another 20% of this and add it on, and you should end up with that. All right. So it's a very, very time-consuming, laborious task, but it is that idea, is if you understand reverse percentages, then you're literally just doing it twice. All right. If you feel, and I'm sure some of you do, that you need a bit of practice, get yourself on maths-school.co.uk, obviously where there's a bunch of questions to have a go at. Okay, thanks for listening.